Hey everyone, this is a video about the RCO process as it pertains to a zoning variance in the city of Philadelphia. Now, if you've done any kind of land use or zoning work outside of Philly, you've probably gone to one hearing where you've got the general public and the township or city in the same room and you present your entire case at one time. The public then comments and then the board asks questions and votes on it. In Philly, there's a two-step process. Philadelphia has given a requirement to all folks seeking a variance in the city of Philadelphia that they first must meet with the RCO, the Registered Community Organization that oversees the piece of land or the property that is seeking the variance. So if you go to property.phila.gov and you type in the address and you go down and you click on zoning on the left and scroll down, you'll see that there are either one or several RCOs that cover any particular property. Part of the zoning process is the city, after you file your appeal, as we talked about in the previous video, assigning you a specific RCO. As your lawyers, we would reach out to the RCO, we would schedule a date with them, and then a date for a meeting with them, and then we do what we need to do in preparation for that meeting. Now, here's where a little bit of lifting is necessary on the part of you, the applicant. You've got to do what you can to either create or repair any sort of relationships that you have or don't have with your local neighbors, because what the city requires is my law firm to send out letters to all of the neighbors within a 500-foot radius of your property and invite them to this RCO meeting. They'll show up, and if they've got either a specific animosity towards you or a general animosity toward the project, they might come out in opposition. And if they come out in opposition, that's going to make it more difficult for you to get an RCO approval letter, which in turn will make it more difficult to get your ultimate approval by the city. So do what you can to improve your relationship with your neighbors. We show up to this meeting, and hopefully it's only one meeting, but sometimes in the event that, there's a little bit of back and forth and you need to change your plans a little bit or do other things that might require a second meeting, we may end up going back in front of the RCO at some point. We put on our case. The neighbors either love it, hate it, complain. They're somewhere in the middle. And then the end, there is some kind of a vote. Some RCOs allow all of the neighbors to vote. Some RCOs allow the near neighbors to vote, the neighbors that live on the block or very close to the property. And some RCOs don't allow the neighbors to vote at all, and they vote themselves as a board. So there might be 5 members of the board, and they'll be the ones to cast the vote and write the letter. So ultimately, what you're leaving this RCO meeting with is a letter that says that they either support your project, they don't support it, they oppose it, or they've got non-opposition, meaning they're neutral, and that neutral is sort of the second best to actually getting their support, and obviously the opposition is the most negative. Now, getting their opposition vote is not a death sentence for your project. It makes it more difficult, and there's things we can do to work with that. However, what the goal is for each one of these meetings is to get the support of the RCO, and then we take that to the city and work towards getting your variance passed. Thanks.